Alright everybody, today is day 3 of the COBIA extravaganza. So far there has been no COBIA, but today we're going to head out there. I got special guest star Richard here. We got our hats, we got our shirts. What can go wrong, Yeah, we tried a few things the past couple days, had a few hookups, a few losses, but in general we have a plan today, and once we're out there we'll show you our setup, show you what we're doing. If you have any suggestions for us, we're always open to help the community.
Nothing in the world could ever be good again. I've been nothing but a girl who really should be nothing less. Don't mess up, and don't you tell us so how you actually feel.
Alright guys, how's it going? So yeah, you can see here that we are chumming for COBIA. Richard had built this nifty bucket with a bunch of holes drilled in it, and although it uses more chum, it's actually better to obviously generate a bigger chum slick. We decided to use all live eels, so this was a pretty big day for us. This was our last day of the 3 days we had to fish. We hadn't gotten very lucky the last couple of days, so we definitely wanted to capitalize on this day. So as you can see, we bought a lot of chum, and we wanted to roll with all live eels. So you can see here, you want to keep them in the water. If you don't do that, they end up wrapping themselves up on the hook and making a mess. As far as the setup goes, we were running 3 rods on port and starboard side. The ones out the back kind of drop straight down, the middle ones back a few feet, and the ones towards the front of the boat, we cast them out as far as we can.
If you do the milk, got you right at the heel, and it hurts.
So yeah, here comes the first hit of the day. So I had walked away from the rod, and I usually make sure I keep the clicker on at all times. However, this time I did not have the clicker on. So although it looks like the rod is just kind of getting messed with, the drag's pretty loose, and it's actually peeling some drag. So I think at some point I turn around and notice that. You'll see me turn the clicker back on. Another thing I've read is that with live eels, the COBIA will sometimes stun the eel first and kind of play with it and then eat it. I don't know if that's true, but that could be what's happening here. Alright, here we go.
It might be a small one, but can you clear the line? Yeah, where you at?
So guys, you probably heard me say to clear the lines. I think most people know this, but you do want to clear any lines that may be a problem. COBIA like to make runs, but they also like to swim around the boat. And as soon as they start swimming over other lines, it can be a big problem. So sometimes you can't clear all 6 or 7 lines, especially with eels. So you just kind of do the best you can. Okay, so you're going to see here, Richard is clearing some rods, and he is going to put one of these eels in the live well. Another thing that you can do is keep a few small buckets of water and put each eel in one bucket. That helps keep them segregated. So yeah, here's the first COBIA of the day. It ended up being a little small, but it was actually a pretty good fight for its size, and it was nice to get a hold of one. But you can see here Richard goes ahead and releases that. I've noticed these fish have all been really hardy this year, so haven't been any kind of drama with having to revive a fish.
Your turn, your turn. Put the same up. Oh, that has a big sound to it. Is the drag too tight on there? Alright.
So guys, you can see here that I do have some spinning reels. I really like using spinning reels, but the more I use these heavier conventional rods, especially when you want to be close to the bridge, they just work better than spinning gear. If you are a little further away from the bridge and you want to have some fun, or you want to launch a bait far, then spinning reels work pretty good. I don't know. What do you guys think? And also, you can see, speaking of the bridge, we had started out, the tide was coming in, and we had the stern of the boat facing away from the bridge. I prefer to always have the stern facing the bridge, but, you know, there's different schools of thought. Some people think that the COBIA are just kind of everywhere, so it doesn't really matter where you're facing, and where you're facing is where your chum slick's going, right? My thought has always been that they are cruising up and down the bridge, and if they intersect your chum slick, then they'll come get your bait. And if the chum slick's going away from the bridge, then they won't smell it. I guess that's not the case, but again, what do you guys think? What's your experience?
Close.
Got
Yeah, you can see that slide weight right there. It's almost like a Carolina rig. I used to do like all knockers, but I think this slide weight kind of works a little bit better. It lets the eel swim around. He has a little more slack. If you use a knocker rig, the egg sinker is caught up by the current, and it's always resting on the hook. And I just imagine that it's not as good as having a leader flowing off the bottom. I was using 10-aught circle hooks for this, which again I prefer. I always feel like smaller circle hooks, and we had this issue, I think. Smaller circle hooks, like 6s or 7s, it seemed like they were dropping baits a lot more. The previous couple of days I was getting a lot of hits, and it just 2 or 3 pulls, and then it was gone. I tried with the drag tight, I tried with the drag loose, just not a lot of luck. So I think that the larger hook size does help. So yeah, none of the fish in the video were monsters, but they were definite keepers.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so this is the final fish of the evening and the largest fish. Again, we caught it on a spinning reel. This was Richard's new reel, so he was pretty excited he got to catch 2 fish, both of them on his new reels. So yeah, you can hear the drag going off. This was a nice fish. This was also day 3, me fishing about 8 hours a day. So my brain wasn't working very well. I'm just kind of looking around trying to figure out the best way to clear the rods and where to put everything. I'm just praying it's a keeper.
Good, right?
You can see I keep asking him if it feels like an eel. I'm trying to say, does it feel like a cobia? And he keeps looking at me, trying to figure out what the hell I'm saying.
half his body came out. Hurry and get cleared, baby.
right around now we realizing this is actually a decent fish for sure. We probably should have cleared these rods, but there really wasn't a lot of time, especially that line right there. That could easily cause a problem. But yeah, it's pretty much, like I said, the third day, about of the ninth. We're all really tired, so sometimes you just have to let it ride. So the fish has pretty much had it, not completely done, but it wasn't in a good position to net. So it's important here that if you're gonna not be able to net the fish, you need to identify that early and pull the net back so that you don't have an accident. There we go. The fish goes in head first, and of course the hook snags the net. I'm having a hard time getting it in. Then I decide to smash it against the T-top, but due to some teamwork, we do get it in the boat.
Number 2. See, the trick is, guys, you just have to be out here for 3 straight days and spend all your money. And you will catch cobia. It will be 42.5 inches. Hell yeah. Yeah, bro. All it took was $900.
Yeah, new fishing pole, broke it in.
Yeah.
First time I got one.
Hi.
Hey guys, and with that was our 2 for the day. We really put the work in on this one, but as you can see, it was well worth it. And you can't tell here, but the bay had really turned up, so getting back was actually pretty rough, so we had to turn the cameras off. We put a lot of work in for these fish, but we did get them. Had a great time. So if you guys enjoyed the content, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank you.